that in the chat for me. Go ahead and drop it in the chat for some people who left and need to make it back. Don't sit here if you're not ready. I mean, speaking of turbulence, right? We just got finished talking about turbulence. We just showed the video of turbulence. And speaking of turbulence, again, don't sit here if you're not ready. Oh man, I love that. I love that. So we've been in this series, Flight School, for 3 weeks now. This is our third week. And man, we've had some incredible conversations about how to handle life in flight, whether your life is getting ready to take flight, whether you feel like maybe you're like me, where you feel like you're on the edge of something incredible. You feel like everything is just getting ready to pop off and you want to be ready. Maybe for those of you who are somewhat like me, that at the end of every year, I go into super duper reflection mode, start thinking about all of the things that I've accomplished throughout the year, all the things that I didn't get to do, some of the things that I should have done better in preparation for the new year. So if you're here and you're preparing for a new year, then Flight School is the perfect conversation for you. Now, again, we're in week 3, man, and I'm so excited about this conversation. But today, we're talking about emergency row energy, and this is going to be a different type of conversation. I want to talk to you. Have you ever noticed that they don't charge extra for the emergency row on a plane? As a matter of fact, like every time I travel, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that emergency row. You know, you get that emergency row, you get more leg room, you get more space, and you get a better seat with a better view. But before you sit down, they ask you a question. And that question is not about comfort. It's not about your preference. They ask you if you're able and willing to help. And what they require is a verbal confirmation. Okay. Are you able and are you willing to help? Okay. Which means this seat doesn't cost more, but it does require more. So let me ask you something, and don't you answer out loud. Don't you dare answer out loud. If everything went wrong right now, would you be an asset or a liability? Think on that. If everything right now went wrong, would you be an asset or a liability? Because some seats come with benefits, but some seats come with responsibility. Some people come to places like this to be inspired. Others come to be informed. But some of you, and you're the ones that I show up for, are here because you're ready to be involved. And involvement changes the seat that you sit in. So before we take off, I need to say this plainly one more again. Listen, don't sit here if you're not ready. Okay. Oh man, I need to say this clearly at the beginning because it changes how you hear everything else. Are you ready? This space, this emergency row, that emergency row protocol, this space isn't for everybody. And it's not because you're not welcome. It's because some seats come with expectations. The emergency row doesn't cost more, but it requires more. You don't get that seat by accident. You get it by saying yes to responsibility before you even have the opportunity to exercise the responsibility. All right. So the value in this conversation today, man, is owning agency and accountability in your flight. I want to encourage everyone's personal responsibility, your self-leadership, and understanding that, oh, this is so good, that freedom comes with function. If you really about that life, drop that in the chat. Freedom comes with function. If you're sitting in this seat, what seat are we talking about? The emergency row seat, the seat that you're on in your life, the seat that gives you a little more space, a little more comfort, a little more leverage. If you're sitting in this seat, you got some power, and that power matters. Again, freedom comes with function. My goal is to challenge you in your role as you're in the cockpit of your own life to understand your influence and to take accountability for your altitude. Today, you're not a passenger, you're a part of the crew. All right. Again, this seat does not cost you more, but it does require more. And I thought this was so excellent because that's exactly what intentional community is. Intentional community is choosing the seat that doesn't cost more, but it does require more. And watch this, access doesn't mean exemption, it means expectation. Over the past 2 years, I've had quite a number of people who wanted to be close to me. And if you notice, I'm fairly protective of my space. Honestly, there's nothing glorious about being close to me. It comes with expectations, not exemptions. I've had people want proximity without responsibility. But if you want to sit in this seat, there's some things that you got to be willing and able for. I'm already teaching better than y'all responding today, man. Closeness to me doesn't come with privileges. Holler at somebody and say it comes with standards. That's so good. All right, so I'm ready to jump into this. Are y'all ready for point number one today? Because we're talking about flight school. Do not sit here if you're not ready. Are you ready for point number one? Point number one is about to get us there. Here we go. Readiness is a requirement. Oh, yeah. Readiness is a requirement, not a vibe. When I was growing up, grandma used to say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I didn't understand what that meant when I was younger, because when you're young, you think readiness is a feeling. You think readiness is a vibe. You think readiness is just a spark in your heart. But life will teach you real quick. Readiness has nothing to do with how you feel. Stuff will show up in your life whether you feel like you're ready or not. Readiness is what's already in you before the moment gets there. Readiness is what's already in you before the moment demands it. Again, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Batman, y'all talk to me. Batman doesn't gain ability during the crisis. He prepared before the call. What I'd like to start giving people today, listen, if you can leave here with any word of advice from me this weekend, my word of advice would be go ahead and up your contingency expertise. Why do you got to wait for it to happen to prepare to how to deal with it? No, let me go ahead and fast forward. What am I expecting in my future? Good, bad, and ugly. What am I expecting to encounter? What am I expecting to come across? Who am I expecting to get in my way? Y'all don't want to talk to me. Why am I going to get ready I'm going to stay ready. I'm going to get ready now so that when I get there, I don't have to get ready. I'm going to prepare before the moment. Oh, this is good. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to prepare before the moment. Why am I going to wait? Why am I going to wait for the opportunity and say, now I'm going to get ready? No, I'm going to get ready before the moment. I'm going to practice my contingency expertise. Sometimes when I'm coaching people about what they're doing as far as their business planning, and every now and then something will come up and they'll be like, oh, I didn't see that coming. And my first question is, why? Why didn't you see that coming? It was a high statistical probability. There was a high probability of this happening. You've looked around and you've seen at least 90% of people who are doing what you're doing have run into this particular obstacle. So why did you wait to get to this particular obstacle to start trying to figure out how to deal with it when you could have? Oh, I'm talking better than y'all responded. When you could have upped your contingency expertise. Let me prepare in advance, man. Oh, this is good. That's why when you sit in the emergency role on a plane, they don't ask you how inspired you are. Do you feel good today? No. How are you? No. They don't ask if you're having a good week. No, they don't ask if you watched a motivational video on the way to the airport to get you inspired and to get you pumped. They ask you two things, beloved. Are you able? And are you willing? And honestly, I feel like we have to take a pause right there and start asking ourselves, start confronting ourselves with that question, regardless of the situation we're in, regardless of the emergency that you're facing. Am I able? And am I willing? Because sometimes I be sitting there and maybe I'm preaching to my past self a little bit, but sometimes I be sitting there and I be wondering, because have you ever been breaking down over something in your life, thinking that it's something that you can't handle? And I remember what it was like for me, especially when I was stuck in my superstition. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to make it through this. I don't think I'm going to be able to navigate this. And then that's the point where you've got to encourage yourself and remind yourself that, you know what? I am able. I may not be able to do a lot of things, but God damn it, I'm able to do some things. I am able, and not only am I able, I'm willing. No, I'm willing to get some stuff done. I am able. No, my hands still work. You know what I'm saying? My mind still work. I still got breath in my lungs. I'm able. I may not be as strong as I thought I was, but baby, I'm still able. I may not be as good as I thought I was, but you know what? I'm still able, because you know what I realize, when you're sitting in that emergency row seat and they come to you to ask you that question, they do not do a physical. They are not doing a stress check. They are not doing a check of what your resume is. They are not running this through. Well, let me make sure I run you through a practice run real quick. They're not doing any of that, because the only thing that matters, you may have never done this before. The only thing that matters is, do you believe you're able, and are you willing? Oh my goodness, this is better than I respond. And this is better than y'all are responding. And ultimately, that is the true question of community. When we're building an intentional community, the question is, are you able to connect to other people? The question is, are you willing to connect with other people? The question is, are you able to help build? And the question is, are you willing to help build? Is this good? Is this good? Oh my goodness. I hope this is helping somebody. I'm glad this is helping. I'm able. And I'm willing. I see you, Raina Tycoon. I may be sick right now. I may be down, but I'm so glad that you're still able and that you're still willing. I'm so glad that encouragement still means something to somebody. I'm so glad that motivation and empowerment still means something to somebody. As a matter of fact, I wish we'd see more of it. I wish that's one of the things that I want to come out of Bridge City, that as more people connect with the work that we do, that more people start making it their mission, not to serve others, but to start supporting people. How can I support you today? Damn it, this is good. Y'all gonna get me off track. Y'all gonna get me off track. The point is, the emergency row, if you're sitting in this seat, and let's just be real, most of us are sitting in that seat. Like if you have to be real, like, damn, my whole life might be the emergency row. This seat isn't for people who feel ready. It's for people who are ready. I told you the flight attendant doesn't check your resume. Because, you know, a lot of times I've found that people disqualify themselves because you will say, well, I don't have what they have. Well, I've never done what they've done. I've never been where they've been. I never done the things that they've done. But baby, this is not about your pedigree. This is not about your experience. This is not about who your mama Nim is or your daddy Nim is. This is not about who failed before you. This is your opportunity. You only get one mic. You only get one chance. YOLO, you got one life to live. This is your opportunity, and it does not matter who you think has done it better than you. Life is asking you one question right now. Are you able, and are you willing? Whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you're going after, whatever it is that you feel like you should be doing with your life, the only questions that matter are you able and are you willing? Again, this seat isn't for people who just feel ready. It's for people who are ready. Because growth doesn't wait for you to get comfortable. I know that's an uncomfortable truth, but it's reality. Growth doesn't wait for you to get comfortable. This is why so many people's growth gets stunted, because they be trying to get comfortable when it's time to grow. Oh, damn it. I feel like I want to go preach mode so bad right now. There needs to be a B3 organ somewhere in here. No, growth is not waiting on you to get comfortable. Don't miss your moment. Opportunity doesn't slow down so you can catch up emotionally. The opportunity of a lifetime must be seized within the lifetime of the opportunity. The opportunity is not going to slow down so you can catch up. You've got to already be there when the opportunity shows up. Oh my goodness, like back in the day, we say, don't meet me there, beat me there. That's how you got to start treating your life. Stop letting life live you and you start living life. All I hear is Eminem. Let's go. Yes. Stop living life. Stop letting life live you and you start living life. Moments show up when they show up, whether you're ready or not. So if you know, come on now, if you know moments are coming, be ready. Again, how did I open this up? If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Now just stay there. Hold that position. Hold that positions. Moments are gonna show up when they show up. And when they do, the only thing that matters is what you've already built. The only thing that matters is what you're already prepared to do. The only thing that matters is what you're already able to do. I get it. Tomorrow, you're going to be able to do some great things. I understand, but God damn it, I want you to get excited about some of the things you're able to do right now. Stop killing yourself with the comparison. Stop killing yourself with the cancer of comparison. Stop comparing yourself with other people and dimming your own light, saying, I must not be good because I'm not as good as them. Baby, you as good as you, and that is all that matters. Am I able and am I willing? Because when your moments show up, you got to ride with them. Here's what most people miss about the emergency row. Did y'all think you can get this much empowerment out of talking about an airplane? Did y'all think you can get this much motivation, this much inspiration out of talking about an airplane? But let's take it further. Here's what most people miss about the emergency row. It's not premium because it's comfortable. And damn it, it is comfortable. I love the emergency row. I get to stretch my legs out a little further. You know what I'm saying? I get a little more seat room. I got a better view of the windows. I get to feel like I'm in first class when I'm not in first class. I didn't even have to pay for this, but it's not premium because it's comfortable. It's premium because it requires my capability. It requires my capacity. You didn't pay for this seat. You qualified for it. You weren't randomly placed there. Damn, this is good for somebody. You were not randomly placed there. You were not upgraded by luck, and you weren't chosen because you're perfect. You weren't even chosen because you're special. You just so happened to be a person in a position that was asked a question, and you said yes. Damn, this is good. Oh, man. See, listen, they don't. Man, I feel like I'm back in church now. For real, for real. Because your yes will open doors for you that your background can't. Your yes will open doors for you that your pedigree can't. Man, ain't that yes powerful? I used to tell people your yeses should build you and your no's should shield you. I'm going to say it one more time. Your yeses, they should build you. Everything you say yes to should build you. Everything you say yes to should push you further. Everything you say yes to should make you better. And everything you say no to should shield you. It should protect you. No, I'm saying no because of me. It ain't even got nothing, it ain't you. It's me. No, it's not you. It's me. My yeses, oh, they're about me. My no's, yes, they are about me. Listen, back to regularly scheduled programming. If dang, you a fool. If you're sitting in the emergency row, if your life is in an emergency row situation, listen, beloved, right now, it ain't about if you're ready. If you're here, if you're really here, it's not because you have it all together. It's because you've shown capacity. It's because you've shown growth. It's because you've shown responsibility. It's because you've said yes, even while still becoming, even while still being unsure, even while still being stuck in uncertainty. You said, you know what? I still got a yes to give. I may not know what I'm going to be able to do tomorrow, but I know what I can do now. No, I'm able. I'm able. You got to think about it again. They don't put you through a stress test. They don't check your qualifications. The question is, are you able to help? And are you willing to help? That's the true question. That's the true question of community. I didn't mean to go into this level, but I have to right now. I have to. I got to go into this level right now because some of you like, damn, I want to help. I want to do more in Bridge City, but I don't know if I'm qualified. Baby, ain't no qualifications. Are you able? And are you willing? There's no one who signed up to help that I've asked for a resume. No, number one, we ain't at that level yet. Now, there are going to be some time and some shit we're going to have to ask for a resume for. When we get somebody to handle these finances, no, I'm going to need to see that you've done this before. But in this emergency role situation, the question is, are you able to help? Are you able to love people? Are you able to hold space for people? Are you able to be kind to people that you disagree with? Are you able to exist in the same room with people who may hold different ideologies than you? Are you able? And are you willing? Because hear me clearly, capacity comes with accountability. And if you said yes to the seat, you've already said yes to the responsibility that comes with it. If you said yes to the seat, then you've already said yes to the stress that comes with it. This is why certain things I just kind of let roll off my shoulders. Why? Because I said yes. I already know what I said yes to, and that's why I stay on my grind. That's why today's title is still true, baby. Don't sit here if you're not ready. Don't sit here. Damn, this is good. Man, I love our production team. This is amazing. Now, here's the part we don't like. Because readiness feels good, but readiness isn't the end of the conversation. Readiness is just what qualifies you to be placed. What matters next is what you do with the space you've been given, because that extra leg room, that's not for comfort, it's for capacity. They give you that space because if something goes wrong, when something goes wrong, you're expected to move. And I want to preach just for a few seconds that some of you might not have been getting your best out of life because you've been mismanaging your space. Whew. That space is there so you can get up, turn around, open the door, and help others get out. Can I say that one more time? See, if life has given you a place, and damn, this is the most humanistic message I could have ever preached. If life has put you in a space where you have grace, then that space is there so that you can get up, come on now, turn around, open the door, and help some other folk out. Am I preaching? I am. I'm preaching better than y'all responding. It's just because the organist ain't here, but the organist will be here. That space is for you to get up, but it's not just for you to get up, it's for you to turn around. And it's not just for you to turn around, but it's for you to open some doors. And it's not just for you to open some doors, but it's for you to help some other people out. I just want to tell you, man, if your life is in a rocky place, I challenge you to look back over your life and ask yourself, how have I managed my space? When life gave me space, did I just use it to stretch out for myself? Or did I use it to get up, turn around, open doors, and help others? Which brings us to point number 2. This space is for action. No, see, this isn't just for comfort. This is for action. The extra room isn't there so that you can just settle in by yourself. It was given so you could step up. Too many people are settling in when the situation calls for stepping up. Don't you see the emergency situation we're in? Can't you do something better with your space? This isn't time for you to settle in. It's time for you to step up, man. if I could play another video clip, I'm not, because YouTube be tripping. But if I could play another video clip, I'm not, because YouTube be tripping. But if I could, it would be the clip. It would be the clip from the movie 2012. Did y'all see 2012? 2012, where they Run have mercy. They had Danny Glover playing the president. And I honestly felt like that was a jab at Barack, like, because that just felt bad. It felt horrible. Danny Glover did not make a good president in 2012. But the whole arc of the movie, look what I did there. The whole arc of the movie is that something's going on with the planet. It's about to go into a really bad place. People are going to die. People need safety. People need space. And of course, the elites and the people who consider themselves more important than everybody else, which I don't even know how you come to such a conclusion, because there are no extra people in mansions or in ghettos. Shout out to Kelly Price. But they decided that we got to get these arcs together for the most important people. And they got these arcs together where they were going to have everybody so they could rescue the most important people. And then one of my favorite actors, he plays one of the main characters. His name is Chiwetel Ejiofor. Chiwetel, he shows up at the arc and he says, wait a minute. We got all this space. Damn, bro. Holy shit, I'm preaching. He says, wait a minute. We got all of this space. We got all of this opportunity. We got so much space, but we're leaving so many people out. He said, there's enough room in these bunkers for 10 or 15 more people. No, can I ask you, how are you managing your space? There are too many times when we are settling in when we need to be stepping up. There are too many times when we are settling in where we need to be stepping up. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. Because on a plane, that space matters most if something goes wrong. See, we've been taught that space just means rest. Space just means rest. Ooh, 2012 would be a good movie for movie night. Now, damn, you see how we doing it? You see how we doing it? Yes. We got another movie night already ready for y'all asses. Okay, so, and again, while we're here, next movie night, January, first Sunday night in January, we're watching Dogma as a community. We're going to watch it. We're going to talk about it. You want to be there. All right. So we've been taught and we've acclimated ourselves to treat space as just a place of rest. And I want you to understand that space is opportunity. We've put ourselves in a place where just freedom means comfort. And that's how we end up not only leaving other people behind, but that's also how we miss our opportunities to grow and to expand in ourselves. Holy shit, because the space itself is just a reflection. The space itself is just a microcosm of what you can grow into. The space is a mirror of what you can do. Baby, don't just settle in, step up. We've convinced ourselves that freedom just means comfort, that margin just means ease, but that's not how it works in moments that matter. That extra leg room, baby, it isn't just luxury, it's leverage. It's your opportunity to do something that matters. Don't you waste your opportunity. This is your platform to make a difference. Don't you waste your platform. They give you that space on that plane where you can stretch your legs out and lean over a little bit. They give you that space so that when panic hits, you have room to move. Okay, see, next time life gives you the grace of space, I want you to immediately recognize it as, oh, this is my room to move. Next time you listen, next time you go to the bank and you see a little more space in that account that you're used to seeing, remind yourself, oh, this is my room to move. Next time life starts feeling really good and you start getting that that nice little breather. Remind yourself, this is my room to move. Come on, be honest with yourself. Look back over your life and look at how many times that you've earned that space, you've qualified for that space, you've gotten that space only to waste it, only to get it and to forget that if I have this space, then I have this opportunity. Damn, that makes me go back to low down, dirty shame. We ain't got nothing but space an opportunity right here. If I have space, I have opportunity. If I have space, I have opportunity. Damn, is it movie magic? You know, it's like when you're watching Dream Girls and the people like, we got to get all this money. And they're like, where are we going to get this money from? And he raised up the keys because they at the car lot. He said, what you think these are? We about to get out here and work our asses off and sell these keys. No, and sell not sell the keys, but sell the cars. Why? Because if we have space, we have opportunity. And hear me, beloved, lean in if you need to. I don't care what you're going through in life right now. It may be hard to see your way through. It may be hard to see your way out. You may be wrestling with things that may seem unimaginable right now, but I want to encourage you to look for the space, because if you find the space, you'll find the opportunity. They give you that space because when panic hits, you need that room to move. You need that room to turn. You need that room to reach. You need that room to act. Because when everybody else freezes, somebody has to function. Oh, damn, let's talk real good here. Let's talk real good here. When everybody else freezes, somebody has to function. And honestly, it's mind-blowing to me that we're looking for the people who don't have room to be the ones to function. Mm-mm. It's the folks with the room. It's when everybody else freezes, the people who hold the responsibility of functioning are the people who have the space to move, the people who have the space to assist. I get it. I've been there. Everybody ain't got the space to move. Some of us get so wrapped up. It's like life has us wrapped up in saran wrap tightly like a Thanksgiving turkey. You know what I'm saying? But others, you got space to move. You got space to assist. You got space to respond. When others are trapped in panic, I want to encourage you to use your space wisely. That's what the space is for. That leg room isn't just for stretching, it's for stepping up. And the same thing is true in your life. The freedom you have right now, the clarity you've gained, the stability you've built, that's not just a reward, it's responsibility, it's capacity meant to be used when pressure hits. In my community and culture, I've, I've made it no secret. I'm a former Black nationalist, Pan-Africanist. And in my community and culture, you still hear it. We do this thing, what's up, King? What's up, Queen? You know what I'm saying? And it's something, I thought it was cute when it first started happening. And then I started kind of getting a little aggravated by it a little bit. That's just me. Ain't nobody got to stop doing it because of me. I just started getting aggravated. That's what I call a personal problem. I don't hold other people accountable to my pet peeves. Oh, I hope you can handle that. Is that real mature? I don't hold other people accountable to my pet peeves. Those are my pet peeves. That's a personal problem. So I'm not telling anybody who uses that lingo you should stop. I'm just telling you why I don't use that lingo and the problem that I had with it. Because, everybody, hey, what's up, King? What's up, Queen? And it's not that I have a problem people calling each other King and Queen. And in my view, everybody's a king and queen of their own life. You be whatever the fuck you want to be. I ain't got no problem with that at all. My problem was it was too shallow. Because now we're interpreting royalty as reward. We're interpreting royalty as respect instead of interpreting royalty as responsibility. Man, fuck your reward, fuck your respect. Where's your responsibility? I heard people calling saying, I'm a king because I bought my wife a purse. No, baby. If someone's going to be a king, I want to know, who are you responsible for? What are you responsible for making happen? I hate ornamental titles. No, what are you doing? I hate when we get so attached to the fluff. You got the swag. You walk right. Your colors match. Ooh, them shoes are shiny. No, what are you responsible for? That space you have, it's not just for you to look good. It's not just for you to look good. It's not just your reward. It's your responsibility when you realize the reality of the world we live in. And man, whether we're talking about the sociological reality or even the astronomical realities of the world that we live in, then living is responsibility. Shit. I work like a madman, some people say, you know. I think I work like a mastermind. Other people say I work like a madman. And they say, why you work like that? They say, why you work, bruh? Life ain't supposed to be about work. And my response now is like, wait a minute though. But what works unless it's alive? Yeah, I imagine one of our moderators identifies as we, as they, and someone asked them on one of our streams why they identify as we and they, and their answer was so beautiful to me, because it is it's a way that I actually view myself as well. And they said, because like there are literally trillions of living organisms on the inside of me, and I don't exactly know which ones of them actually make me me. Now I'm paraphrasing it, kind of throwing, because at the end of the day, it's all me, and some of it is not me, and it's doing its own damn thing. You know, damn, I'm about to start rapping in a few minutes, but it's me, but it's not me. It's we. It's all of us. And here's the thing: those trillions of organisms, they are literally working for me to be me. And damn it, if they stop working, I stop living. I work like a madman because work is the activity of the living. Only the living can work. I work because I realize that my work. Now, you got to find your work. I'm not telling that you got to go do somebody else's work. I'm not saying that other people should pick your work for you. But one of my highest hopes for everybody in humanity, everybody that I share space with, is that you find your work and that you get to it. Malcolm X's last words to one of his right hands was, whatever you do your best work. I would love to see more humans get to this place where they realize that life is not just a reward. It is a responsibility. It is capacity. This life that you have on the inside of you, it is capacity to do. It is capacity to make a difference. And when we're dealing with emergency situations, and trust me, hey, we are in a state of emergency, we need your capacity. And you're absolutely right, Ashley. It is both. It is reward and responsibility. That leg room, it is nice, it is luxurious, but it is also leverage. Use this space to move, to act, to help others when they don't know what to do next. The space isn't just for stretching, it's for supporting. It's for supporting. So if your life has margin right now, that's not accidental. If you have perspective, stability, or clarity, baby, that's not coincidence. That's responsibility. And responsibility is the reward. The ability to do more. Damn it, the ability to reach further. The ability to go further, baby, that's the reward. Freedom isn't just a reward, it's the responsibility and the capacity to move when others freeze. I'm going to pull somebody from my cultural history. Her name was Harriet Tubman, and she found her freedom, but in finding her freedom, she found her function. And I think one of the things that breaks my heart today is that we have an increasing amount of people who are finding freedom without finding function, and therefore it is leading them right back into frustration, because freedom without function is frustration. It is boredom. You are stuck there like, what the fuck do I do now? But Harriet, once she found her freedom, she said, I can't just sit here and enjoy the fruits of my freedom while knowing that there are other people who are still stuck. Why do I waste my time and get up every Sunday and try to provide empowering messages? Because if oh damn it, why do I do it? Because if one of us ain't free, ain't none of us free. If all of us ain't free, ain't none of us free. Freedom is function. Harriet got her freedom and found her function. This is so good. Some people sit in space and get comfortable. Others sit in space and get ready. Some people come to Bridge City looking for a place to be comfortable, and that's okay for a season. But I'm really looking for people who are coming to sit in space to be ready, because when it's time to move, only the people who came to be ready gonna know what to do. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I cannot wait till we are doing this live and in charge in our own physical campuses, because I'm gonna love running this shit on the screens. This is amazing. But this is why this seat still isn't for everybody. Now let me ask you something, and this is just for you. It's just for you. Get in your little quiet place. You know what I'm saying? This is just for you. If pressure showed up right now, and I ain't talking about the good pressure, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But if pressure showed up right now, would you move or would you freeze? Would you move or would you freeze? If you witness something horrible happening to somebody else, would you move or would you freeze? A few years back, there was another police killing, and the words once again were uttered, "I can't breathe." And for once again, another black body was taken in front of cameras, in front of a crowd, and only one person in the entire crowd, only one person in the entire crowd, after months and months and months of judicial deliberation, after months and months, only one person had the sense of mind to go back and realize, I froze. Everybody felt like heroes because they recorded. Everybody felt like heroes because they shouted. But this one person, and I remember her testimony, I remember her sitting in the courtroom talking about it. She was the only person who realized that something had happened to her humanity, because in that moment, she felt that she had done something when she had done absolutely nothing. And so I ask you, because this is where I put the feet to the fire, when it's all going down, what are you going to do with that space? This is why I have very little respect for Twitter fingers and online activism, because I've been in that situation. And I now know that the majority of people have been groomed to freeze and feel like they were heroes, to film and feel like they were heroes. But I ask you, would you move or would you freeze? Think about the space you have in your life right now. Are you using that space for comfort or for readiness? When I used to believe that there was a genie in the sky and he was keeping everything together, then I felt like, yeah, all I got to do is get to a certain place in life and relax. But now that I realize that we are floating apes on a space rock, I realize that, oh my goodness, readiness is my responsibility. I don't know what the end is going to be, but I guess I'm going to do what the old folks say and run on and see what it's going to be. Remember, you didn't stumble into this seat. You said yes to some stuff that got you here. When something goes down, will your actions match what you agreed to? Because emergencies don't ask what we meant to do. They reveal what we were actually prepared for. Damn it, I feel like I could go into some financial coaching right here. So I'm going to say that line one more time. I'm not going to go into financial coaching right now. I'm not going to go into financial coaching right now. But I want to say that line over again. And I want you to think about your finances. Remember, you did not stumble here. You said yes to some stuff that got you here. And when stuff goes down, when something goes down, will your actions match what you agreed to? Because emergencies, emergencies don't ask what we meant to do. They reveal what we were actually prepared for. And I don't know if anybody's ever told you this, but you have the ability and the capacity to be prepared. You may have never done it before, but Bridge City is here to help you. And that brings us to point number 3. Are y'all ready for this? Has this been good? Has this been good to y'all? Point number 3, emergencies reveal help. You know, everybody enjoys a smooth flight. Oh my goodness. If I could only have smooth flights, that's all I would choose. Every time I'd sign up for the flight, I'd be like, hey, can I get the smooth one? For this flight, I would like to make sure not to have any turbulence. I would also like to be seated beside somebody who does not have an oversized pillow that they're not willing to share. These would be nice. Everybody enjoys a smooth flight. Comfort is easy when nothing is wrong, but readiness doesn't matter when things are come. You know, like I damn sure pay extra. Can I guarantee a smooth flight on this one? But readiness doesn't matter when things are calm. Readiness only matters when something goes wrong. Here's the thing most people miss. Turbulence doesn't create responsibility. Oh, damn it. I feel like I want to get out my seat. I want to stand up so bad right now. Turbulence doesn't create responsibility. Listen, if you think Sunday sessions are encouraging and empowering now, you're only getting like 25% of the experience because I'm sitting down and we don't have anything else here. Wait until Sunday sessions are a fucking full product of our entire community. This shit is going to be mind-blowing. Okay, I'm back. Turbulence doesn't create the responsibility. It reveals it. I want to say that again. Man, because I think there are so many battles I mismanaged in my life in my early years. Because I didn't get this simple point. Turbulence doesn't create responsibility. I don't become responsible when the problem happens. I'm responsible for. Okay, before. All right. Damn. I think I've shared this story before, but I practice the gospel of responsibility. Okay, which often does kind of make me like I'm a very assertive person. Because I practice the gospel of responsibility. Okay, the gospel of responsibility. I released myself, my life, and my mental space from the environment of blame and fault. All right, so and that has nothing to do. That doesn't make anybody else innocent or anything like that. Just doesn't matter to me. Somebody else's fault, by far and large, when dealing with my life, is fairly irrelevant to me. I remember we were going through a situation. I was working from one of my mentors who knew that I had left the faith, but still wanted me to be a part of the Christian community because I'm kind of good at what I do. And wanted me to kind of stay apart. So he hired me at his place. And y'all know I come from the mega churches. So he hired me at his place and really reneged. I don't know how many of y'all play spades, so I hope you know that language, but reneged on every promise he had made, on every agreement we had, and literally had my family sleeping on a floor in a busted up ass apartment. And was doing it as a way to kind of punish me back into compliance. And I know what his goal was because I've been a part of this world for so long. And the goal was to put Durante in his family through so much bullshit that Durante has to have an emotional breakdown at the altar, that then allows, him to show up as the messenger of God to say everything is going to be okay, my son. So you create the problem and then you sell the cure. And that works on the, I was going to say the weak-minded, and that was a Jedi reference, but that works when you're completely sold in. That works when you're completely locked in to that type of superstition. I was no longer locked into that type of superstition. This is why very recently, when certain people in the atheist community tried to send their little mafia after me, I'm like, oh no, I don't play those games. I'm a grown ass man, and you cannot bully me into compliance. So go find some kids to play with. But that's what they wanted to do. And I mean, it was driving me crazy. I was walking to work. I was being threatened every day, and it was absolutely driving me crazy. And I remember I was sitting at my I walked home from work, and I was sitting there with tears in my eyes, saying like, "Dude, what the fuck is going on?" And then I finally a thought hit me. A thought hit me, and I was just like, "Oh snap! What, Durante? This is his fault." Yep. It is his fault what's happening to you right now. But it's your responsibility. And this turbulence didn't create this responsibility, it reveals it. And so I resigned immediately. Oh, I resigned. Oh, I resigned so good. I'm really good at resigning. Like, call me the pull-out champion of the world, because I am so good at resigning. Because I realized, oh no, you suck as a person. You have an imaginary friend that you will use as an excuse to manipulate other people. I knew that about you. It was my responsibility to recognize that as a red flag and not treat that as a Six Flags. Turbulence doesn't create the responsibility. It reveals it. Now, when crazy shit pops off in my life, the first question I ask myself is, how did I miss this? Because it was my responsibility to catch this. Now, it may be your fault. The blame is all on you, but I have no power in blame. I have no power in fault. But once I recognize responsibility, it's my responsibility to recognize you for the fool you are and to cut you off where you stand, and to make sure that my life is no longer impacted by your foolishness. The turbulence didn't create the responsibility. It reveals it. The responsibility was always there. Turbulence is often like the light coming on in a dark room. And I got to thank Zernio for that one, because I just saw that in one of the videos you shared. It's like light coming on in a dark room just because you didn't see it. Durante, this is good. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it was there. And I want to take about 3 seconds to talk to somebody who is wrestling your way through life and trying to figure out what is going on. I'm telling you, baby, maybe it's time to turn the lights on, because maybe there are some responsibilities in your life that you don't see, but just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not there. And those responsibilities are not going to get taken care of until you take care of them. But the good news is, you're able. You just got to be willing. Damn, this is good. All right, so pressure doesn't change who we are. It exposes the agreements we made. When I went through that situation, I had to determine what was more important: the agreement that I had made with myself, the fidelity of living my life as an authentic person, as an autonomous human being, or the agreements I'd made with them. And that's when you get to the place where it's like, oh no, fuck you, pay me. Hello. So pressure doesn't change who we are. It exposes the agreements we made. In emergencies, most people don't panic because they're weak. They panic because they never practice being needed. And actually, I wanna give you that to maybe give you a little grace to some of your friends, maybe some of your family members. Because again, most people don't panic because they're weak. My grandmother, I never got to meet her. Never got to meet her. My mother was only 9 months old when she was taken from us. She was stabbed to death in a very public restaurant while other people were there. It was a horrific scene. Her attacker, which was my grandfather, went into her place of employment, followed her into the bathroom, started stabbing her. She crawled out of the bathroom. He continued stabbing her, and people, they froze. They froze. They didn't help. My mother lost her mother. Me and my sister lost an opportunity. Sometimes when you see my lives, when I'm, especially for those of you in Circle, in the global community, when you see my lives, you'll see a picture of her in my office. But in emergencies, most people don't panic because they're weak. They panic because they never practice being needed. Most people don't even know how to be needed because they don't see themselves as able, right? See, we often think that people just aren't willing, but people have never practiced being needed. They've never even been told that they're valuable enough to be needed. And this is why in this world, I am doing my best to build community that reminds people that you matter, and you matter because you're needed. I don't care what you think. I don't care what your ideology is. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care what your beliefs are. You are needed. We are living in a state of emergency, and we can't afford for you to freeze. So I bring messages like this to remind people that in a world where it's easy to feel insignificant, that all it takes is one person who's practiced being needed. And I say this to every parent out there. Make sure you remind your children that they're needed, that they're necessary, that we need their minds, we need their contributions, we need their gifts, we need their skills, we need their talents, we need their hobbies. Don't you dare undermine any of it. There are no extra hobbies. There are no extra people. There are no extra ideas. We need them all. So sometimes when life hits, we got to remind ourselves that the seat didn't change. It's always been the emergency row seat. Oh, damn, this is good. Like this might be the problem with some of your lives right now, is that you, because it feels comfortable, you keep treating life like you in the first class. And really, baby, you were born in the emergency row. You were born to, hey, everybody, welcome to planet Earth. You were born in the emergency row. Take your seat. When things go down, the seat stops being optional. You know? Emergency row passengers, they live normal flights. This is why you didn't know you were born in emergency row, because your life looked just as normal as everybody else. It's a normal flight. It's the same snacks. It's the same announcements. They're gonna go get those Terra Blue chips for you. They're gonna try to get you some pretzels. You're gonna get the little Sprite and the little orange juice. You know, you're gonna watch other people get coffee and wonder how did they get that. You know, it's the same flight. Same snacks, same announcements, but emergencies reveal who they really are. Calm turns into command, access turns into action, and comfort turns into contribution. You don't train for emergencies during emergencies. As Bridge City takes flight, understand this clearly. This isn't spectator season. This is crew formation. If you'll notice, I'm really different. Some people like to have numbers just to have numbers. I'm not interested in that. I'm sorry. I come from the mega church world, so most of these numbers don't mean shit to me. I don't want numbers just for numbers. We had a Discord at one point that almost had 1,000 people in there. I pulled my moderators together. I said, no, most of the people in here are looky-loos. This isn't spectator season. They can look from YouTube. This isn't spectator season. This is crew formation. This is emergency protocol. We as a species have been ripping at each other's necks since we've got here. This is emergency protocol. This isn't for spectators. This emergency road, this isn't just for somebody who just wanted extra leg room. This is crew induction. You're being initiated. This isn't for spectators. Don't just sign up to get the comfort of the seat. Sign up to be willing to help other people. That's what community is. That's the difference between community and a country club. If you're joining just for what you can get out of it, then this ain't for you. That's a country club. Go join a country club and play golf. Go do that. If you're joining just to get what you can get from it, then listen, from the pilot, okay? From command, straight from the bridge. I'm telling you, this ain't for you. Don't sit here unless you're ready. This isn't spectator season. This is crew formation. Crowds watch. Crews respond. You know what I'm saying? When you see someone breaking down and going through a hard time, do you watch or do you help? If you see somebody who has a car that's broken down and they doing everything they can to push it, do you watch or do you help? You see somebody losing their life, like my grandmother, or like somebody that you think is actually guilty who hasn't yet sat in front of a jury or a judge. Do you watch or do you help? Crowds ask what happened. Crews ask what needs to happen now. So when pressure hits, and it will, it won't create the responsibility. It will reveal who was already ready. That's why the warning still stands. Don't sit here if you're not ready. Because when things go down, and things will go down, this seat becomes life support. I don't want you to clap for this. I don't want you to cheer for this, because this isn't a hype moment. This is a responsibility moment. Up to this point, we've talked about readiness. We've talked about space. We've talked about responsibility. Now comes the part where insight turns into identity. Because once you know what this seat means, you don't get to unknow it. Information brings obligation. Damn it, I got to say that again. Information brings obligation. Once you sit in this seat, once you know what's required, you don't get to unknow it. Information brings obligation. It was Maya Angelou who's remembered for saying, when you know better, you do better. If you are better is what I'll add to that. Because a lot of people know better and still won't do better. Some people do everything they can to avoid the information because they know that the information is going to bring obligation. This is why some people don't really like to ask you how you're doing, because they know that information is going to bring obligation. I don't really want to know if you're going through something, because if you tell me, it's going to create obligation. So I want you to imagine this for a second. The flight attendant is standing in front of you, and they're not asking if you're inspired. They're not asking if you're excited. They're asking one thing. It's the flight attendant of the Bridge City Global airplane. welcome aboard. We have many vessels in the air, and you're aboard, and they're asking you one thing. Are you ready? Are you able? And are you willing to help? Because the time is now. I don't know if you've noticed, but as a society, we're kind of in an emergency moment right now, and we could really use some emergency row crew. We could really use some emergency row energy all across this globe. And here's the truth. If your answer is no, that doesn't make you a bad person. Maybe you don't have the space, and that's okay. That's why we're calling on the people with the space. That's why we're holding them accountable. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just means this seat isn't yours quite yet. But if your answer is yes, then understand what you're agreeing to. If you're sitting here, you're no longer a passenger, you're crew. If you're ready, I want you to say this with me. Consider this our flight school emergency row crew commissioning affirmation. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. I don't sit for comfort. I stand for responsibility. I use my space to support, not to coast. When pressure comes, I don't freeze. I function. I am not a passenger. I am crew. And I take this seat with clarity, with courage, and with care. Welcome to the crew, and welcome to your seat. Wow, family, what a conversation. I hope you are enjoying this flight school series. If you were empowered by today's session, I want to invite you to join the most progressive and exciting community on this planet. These Sunday sessions are just the beginning, just a door into what we're doing. A small way of reclaiming our time and rebuilding our humanity as we grow together weekly. But beyond that, we have an entire global campus of activity, events, courses, training, and so much more that's coming. Our clubs are becoming the talk of the campus because they offer so many different points of connection with others and even collaboration with the movement. So if you've been looking for a community where people are central, welcome to the bridge. Whether you're joining to rest, explore, or make a difference, we'd love to welcome you aboard. And it just so happens that we're getting ready to take flight, so this is really a good time to get on board. Scan the QR code or visit the link on the screen. And again, thank you all for being a part of this community and these conversations that are helping us all grow as individuals and as a community. If you value these conversations and the work that we're doing as a global organization, consider making a donation today. We have the link in the chat and the QR codes on the screens for everyone who is willing and able to contribute to what is likely the most important cause of our era. So again, thank you for joining us for this weekend of Sunday sessions, and we sincerely hope that you have enjoyed these conversations. Consider joining us again next weekend and perhaps bringing a friend or hosting a watch party as we continue this series. If you enjoyed today's talk, let us know in the comments. Also, as a reminder, let us know where you're watching us from. We're already in LA, ATL is on the way, and your city could very well be next. All right, community, it's been an amazing session, but that's all we have for now. So have a wonderfully progressive and people-centric day. And until next time, keep rising and be the bridge.